So house prices are affected always by supply and demand. And we have had an inventory shortage, more buyers than sellers, for about 20 years. And anytime you have a shortage of anything, the price goes up. Pretty simple economics, right? Then we start thinking about, okay, what could you do to boost inventory? Well, there are a couple of things that have been happening that have been harming inventory pretty considerably. And this is actually one of the few times you'll hear Dave say that the government could actually do something about this, okay? One is we've got large REITs, real estate investment trusts, and American corporations and Chinese corporations buying thousands and thousands of single-family homes and taking them off the market and putting them up for rent. It's not just a few. So one thing you could do, and I'm really against limiting free enterprise, but when the basic use of a single-family home is for a family to get a toehold in the marketplace and to build wealth and to have a stable place to live, when that's being affected by foreign organizations and by out-of-control capitalism, then, you got to put some limits on that. Another thing that's draining the market is Airbnbs. Tens of thousands of single-family homes, condos, they're bought by people at unrealistic prices only because they're turning them into a hotel. And they're making tons of money, and people are buying 8, 10, 20, 15 of them at a time. And that did not exist 20 years ago. And so some kind of a limitation, not necessarily a complete stopping of that, but limiting the number of units that go off the market so that a young couple getting married have a house to buy, instead of it turning into an Airbnb. But here's one. I was talking to Brian Buffini about this the other day. He's really into this stuff. And he and I were having a discussion on the back porch about it. He said, and I had not thought of this, I just thought it's brilliant. So it's been, I need to look it up when it was, but it's at least 20 years ago that the capital gains law on single-family homes was changed. And it was a big deal. It used to be that you got a tax break a little bit on your personal residence. And they changed it massively, whatever it was 20 years ago, and said, okay, married filing jointly, you can make up to $500,000. Single, you can make up to $250,000 tax-free capital gain on your personal residence if you own it 1 year or more. And that was a big breakthrough. Well, guess what? $500,000 isn't much anymore. And he said raising that to $1 million would take a bunch of boomers that would say, I would downsize, but I'm going to have to pay so stinking much tax that I'm not going to downsize. And see, if that level will sell, the next level sells to move up into that, and the next level below that moves up. You create a domino down the price points. And so giving $1 million exemption instead of a $500,000 exemption, and even do it on all small ownership. So if you had 2 rentals and you wanted to dump them, and you could make up to $1 million, you dump those back into the inventory pool for that sweet young couple to have a place to buy.